Hello everybody, in this video we're going to talk about immigration options for pilots from all over the world who want to immigrate to the United States. One important category is national interest waiver under the EB-2 category. So if you're interested in that, make sure you watch this video all the way until the end, and I'll see you on the other side. Welcome back to our immigration channel. This is a place we get the most up-to-date immigration information, immigration news, and everything else that you need to make your immigration journey less stressful. My name is Jacob Sapochnick and I'm an immigration attorney located in San Diego, California. And I help clients in all 50 states and from all over the world. And in particular, we have a very unique expertise with working with pilots and aviation personnel, like air mechanics and other aviation experts. And a side note, I personally served in the Air Force as well. And I know that this is a big issue for a lot of pilots who are trying to come to the United States, be able to get jobs here, but there's not really a specific visa category for them. There's not a visa that is available for pilots. Well, we found that the national interest waiver under the EB-2 category, which is a green card process, is one of the best ways to get pilots to the United States to be able to work here. And the beautiful thing about the national interest waiver is that it's a self-petition. You don't need a job offer to be able to get the green card. You can already start the process while you're working overseas in a foreign airline, trying to plan your way to come and work in the United States. Before I explain the process, how pilots can actually get a green card using the national interest waiver, I want to explain what the national interest waiver is and why it's such an amazing opportunity for pilots to be able to use that to get a green card, and by doing so come and work in the United States. By way of introduction, most green card applications require an employer, somebody to give you a job, somebody to sponsor you by filing a labor certification. It's a petition that they file with the Labor Department to prove that there are no U.S. citizens that are being impacted by this job offer. Well, when you file for an application for a green card under the national interest waiver, this is a self-petition. As you can imagine, it's not an easy process to find a job in the United States, and even if you do find a job, if you're a pilot, there's virtually no visas out there to allow an employer to sponsor you. Therefore, the national interest waiver, which is a self-petition, you can actually start this process while you're overseas, getting this green card based on your background, based on your qualifications, based on your achievements to this date. You can use that to apply for a green card by yourself. So who qualifies? The law defines some of the criteria for national interest waiver as the following. You have to be well positioned to advance the proposed endeavor, whatever that is. In this case, it's be a qualified pilot to be able to work in the United States. Another requirement is that it would be beneficial to the United States to waive the requirement of a job offer as well as a labor certification. So in this case, when it comes to pilots, as you know, there's a big shortage of pilots in the United States since COVID. There's a big crisis. The United States, most airlines need pilots. So it's easy to satisfy this requirement because it's in the national interest of the United States to seek and hire qualified pilots to meet the current shortage of pilots in the United States. The crisis is so severe that under a recent survey, many older pilots retired since COVID started. And this has created a massive vacuum in positions, specifically qualified pilots, to be able to take international flights. In addition to that, other positions like aviation mechanics and related jobs are also in high demand and also qualify for the national interest waiver. So let's talk in practice. What are the actual things we're looking for when we are working with international pilots to meet the requirements of the national interest waiver? Remember, there are at least 10 requirements that the government outlines. You don't have to meet all 10. We have to meet at least 3 out of these 10 to qualify you for the national interest waiver. And remember, one of the main components of the national interest waiver is that we have to prove that our client has exceptional ability in their field. In this case, when we're talking about pilots, we're looking at exceptional ability in aviation. But what does it mean in practice? First of all the pilots we're working with must go through some sort of aviation school and at least 10 years of experience. If you don't have 10 years of experience, it's still possible because you may have other skills, you may have done something exceptional in your space that could qualify you for the national interest waiver. But typically, I'm looking for somebody that has at least 10 years of experience in aviation and went through some sort of schooling to be able to get their education in that space. The thing is that I usually use in those aviation cases is a license to practice your profession. In this case, it's a pilot license, which obviously you need to be able to be a pilot. Another important factor that we use when we build those cases is we show that our pilots have a membership in a particular association. This is a membership that not anybody can just join. You have to be a particular pilot, you may have to go maybe some sort of a test or whatever criteria that you need to be part of the membership, that we show that not just anyone can become a member, but you need to go through certain criteria or maybe fly certain hours or whatever it is. But those memberships are crucial for part of our exhibits when we submit those national interest waiver cases for pilots. Another important factor in the exhibit list is recognition for your achievements. Maybe you won some sort of an award in your space. Maybe you've been teaching other pilots, recognized to be a trainer in your space. Those things, those recognition in your space is important to show you above other pilots in your space or in your industry. Remember, these are not very complicated things to get. And many pilots do possess those requirements, either the years of experience, the license, the recognition, maybe being a trainer to other pilots. Those are the things that will win your case. We've done this over and over again for many of our pilots. And finally, if you have any publication or you've done any writing in the space of aviation, those are definitely extra that we can use to show that you're doing more than the average. The bottom line is that if you're a pilot and you want to be able to work in the United States, the national interest waiver under the EB-2 category, which is a green card, is the best way to achieve that goal. And if you're looking to make that move, if you're looking to achieve that dream of yours to be able to work in the United States because you're currently thinking about making that move, this is the best option for you to do so. And now is the time to do it, because now the United States is facing a crisis, shortage of pilots, aviation mechanics, and other related professions that are in high demand in the United States, and they all qualify for the national interest waiver, a self-petition that does not require a job offer. We've been doing this for many pilots, and we look forward to helping you as well. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And if you need to get a hold of me, use the text number right here, 619-483-4549. I'm here to make your American dream a reality. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.